Tonight on NewsVision, Stronger Than Hate.
My grandfather is a Holocaust survivor, and I felt it was my moral duty, my moral obligation, my moral responsibility to act upon the hatred.
Students, faculty, and staff come together to remember the 11 lives lost in the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting this past weekend. Plus, Kane's coming home.
Homecoming is one of COESO's most favorite times of the year because we get to celebrate school spirit.
Homecoming is in full swing at UM, and the celebration is only beginning. Learn what's happened so far and what to expect for the rest of the week. And later on, color in the darkness.
So anytime I pick up a pen and get creative, it makes me feel a feeling that I almost can't describe.
One struggling artist has found his truest passion in the face of a tragedy. We'll tell you his story tonight. NewsVision starts right now.
The University of Miami community is honoring those who were killed in the synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh.
Dozens came together at a tearful ceremony hosted on the Rock by UM's Hillel. The ceremony was held to remember the 11 people who were killed less than 1 week ago. This as the man accused of opening fire in that synagogue appears in court. Good evening and welcome to NewsVision. I'm Madison Brown.
And I'm Trayvon Howard. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
That ceremony was one of many across the country, showing solidarity and honoring the victims. They all had the same message: we are stronger than hate. UM student Brandon Jackson came to the Rock on Monday night to honor the memory of the victims killed in a synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh. And he was not alone.
I saw the UM community coming together, not just Jewish people. There were Catholics, Muslims, Christians, atheists, people who don't even follow a religion, people who were just friends with me, people who lived in Pittsburgh. You saw anyone who cared tonight, and that's all I could ever ask for.
Hundreds of UM students, faculty, and community members joined Brandon for a candlelight vigil organized by University of Miami Hillel.
As a leader of the Jewish community in Miami, and specifically at the University of Miami Hillel, it's my responsibility to work with my colleagues, partners, and friends to mobilize this community.
People from all backgrounds and faiths came to show their support.
Today, we are all citizens of Pittsburgh.
My grandfather is a Holocaust survivor, and I felt it was my moral duty, my moral obligation, my moral responsibility to act upon the hatred. And so together as a community, we've worked tirelessly over the weekend to ensure that those lives lost on Saturday are forever commemorated and never forgotten.
A 97-year-old Holocaust survivor was one of the victims of the shooting, along with a former youth baseball coach, an accountant, a husband and wife, a doctor, a father, a retired research specialist, a dentist, and 2 brothers.
Light up those lights.
One UM student says she feels a personal connection to the tragedy because of her Jewish faith.
It's unfortunate that these events are happening so frequently now, but when it affects a community that you're directly a part of, it's even more jarring, and as devastating as it is anyway, it's just it becomes personal.
UM Hillel Rabbi Lyle Rothman says the Jewish community is not the only group affected by this hate crime, and the only thing to do moving forward is just that, to move forward.
This is a tragedy that affects the Jewish community, but it's an anti-Semitic crime that affects humanity. And so we have to move forward together. We have to mobilize. We have to make sure that we are here for each other, that we are comforting each other, but we have to make sure that this campus and this world is a safe space, and we're going to do that by doing it together.
And to help the community move forward, UM Hillel will host Father Patrick Dubois, a human rights activist and leading advocate in combating anti-Semitism, on Monday, November 5th at 7 p.m. All of this happening as the man accused of killing 11 people in the Pittsburgh synagogue appeared in court today. It was 46-year-old Robert Bauer's second time in court this week after a federal grand jury indicted him on 44 federal charges for the shooting. Most of the charges are eligible for the death penalty. Bowers is being held at the Butler County Jail without bond.
It's been very hard. There's nothing that can prepare a community, particularly my congregation in particular, to bury 7 dear friends. And They're hurting, they're in pain. I can see it on their faces as they attend funeral after funeral.
All this comes on the same day that 3 victims of the shooting were laid to rest. There are more funerals scheduled for tomorrow. We're just 5 days away from the midterm elections, where state voters will elect a new Florida governor and new congresswoman. They'll also vote whether to keep an incumbent senator in office.
And with early voting underway, millions of people across the state have already cast their votes. This includes many UM students who have been voting early at the Coral Gables Library. UMTV reporter Tyler Walsh is there live. Tyler, the university is making it easier for students to vote. How exactly are they doing this?
That's right. The university's Parking and Transportation Department has been offering free shuttle buses to the Coral Gables Library for students to vote all week. Shuttles have been departing from Stanford Circle all week, but tomorrow will be departing from Mahoney Pearson Residential College. We boarded the buses earlier today. Guys, I am reporting from the UM bus en route to the Coral Gables Branch Library, where students are early voting. I'm here with freshman Sam Fagan. Sam, why are you voting early for this 2018 midterm election?
Well, I have extra time today to vote, and I don't want to have to worry about waiting in line.
Thank you, Sam. Now, Sam is not the only one who's voting early on this bus. Students behind me are also planning to vote early for the midterm election. So far, about 3 million Floridians have already casted their votes, and about half of them have done so in person. If students would like the opportunity to register to vote, they can do so at the Watsco Center on next Tuesday. Reporting live for UMTV at the Coral Gables Library, I'm Tyler Walsh.
Thank you, Tyler. And politicians are not the only thing on the ballot this election season, but a few amendments as well. Voters will have the option to make changes to Florida's Constitution with 12 amendments on the ballot this year, and some of those are getting a lot of attention. For instance, Amendment 4 would give convicted felons who have served their sentence the right to vote again, and for some people, this would have a big impact on their lives.
Can serve as a barrier or a deterrent for someone that is contemplating turning their life around.
Although there is an exception to the amendment, people convicted of murder or sexual offense would not regain the right to vote, but many still believe this is a great step for felons in Florida.
And as we mentioned earlier, we're just a few short days away from Election Day.
And that means we're just a few days away from UMTV's election special, which will be live right here in Studio B.
UMTV's Rebecca Chung, who is one of the executive producers of that special, joins us now. Rebecca, what can we expect?
That's right, guys. The midterm election is less than a week away. This year in politics has sparked a wave of social movements, and UMTV has you covered. A new blue wave. Students at the University of Miami joined survivors of the Parkland shooting in a brand new campaign. We have updates on the Parkland movement's next steps to end gun violence. And one parent takes action in memory of the lives lost in the shooting, how his passion has helped impact national change. And from toxic mess to political frenzy, Florida's fight against the red tide continues, with commissioners speaking out against the environmental crisis. We'll share the lasting effects of the red tide on tourism and local businesses in Miami. Also, push to the polls. With Election Day coming up, the university has boosted initiatives to get students to go out and vote. We have details on how organizations are rallying student voters on campus. We will have much more coverage of topics in immigration, gun violence, and the environment in our midterm election special next week. Remember to tune in November 6th at 6:30 p.m. for in-depth coverage of most pressing issues in Florida and on campus, right here on UMTV.
Thanks, Rebecca. I know I'll be here next Tuesday helping out. What about you, Trayvon?
I will be too. I got a few stories that I'm going to have to pitch and show to the audience and stuff. But still ahead on NewsVision. It's homecoming week. We'll take you inside one homecoming event featuring UM royalty.
And what's the weather for your homecoming festivities this Friday? I'll detail that as well as your game day and weekend forecast. We'll discuss whether another cool down is on the way. I'll have that in your full forecast coming up. Stay tuned to NewsVision.
Unattended in the Wellness Center and set up hidden cameras to see what would happen. It only took 13 seconds. If only it were this easy to spot a thief. remember to lock before you lift.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
It's the most spirited time of year for UM students, homecoming week.
That's right, Trayvon, and tonight the festivities continue with the annual homecoming concert. Multi-platform artist Zed is performing at the Watsco Center. Doors have just opened and UMTV reporter Brianna Ross is there live. Brianna, are students excited?
Well, Madison, excited is an understatement. For many of the students I've seen out here so far, you can kind of feel the energy in the air as students are waiting to go inside and see Zed perform. Now, the doors opened behind me about 10 minutes ago, but as you can see, there's still several students trying to go inside to claim their seat. Now, the homecoming concert is Hurricane Productions' largest concert, and Zed is the biggest artist HB Concerts has brought to campus in recent years. The Grammy Award-winning artist has 4 #1 songs on the Billboard charts and is well known to EDM lovers. Now, HB Concerts has been giving out tickets to students for about a month now, and as of today, they are sold out. That means they have given out all 6,500 tickets to this event. Now, Zed is set to perform right after the student opener, so make sure you come on out to the Watsco Center, grab your seat, and enjoy the show. And the homecoming concert is not the only event that has students excited this week. I checked out another event where 4 students became royalty. UM senior Destiny James is best known for receiving a surprise $50,000 scholarship from rapper Drake on campus last year. But this year, she is hoping to achieve another reason to be known around campus. Destiny is competing against 10 other students for a spot on the homecoming court.
So since my freshman year, I've been coming to the pageants, and it's always so exciting and so fun to watch. And I know this is my last year here. I have to get on that stage and compete for UVS. So I just wanted to represent my org and show my talent and just have a good time.
The homecoming pageant is just one of the many events that take place during the week of homecoming each year. The theme this year is Your Greatest Adventure. Throughout the week, university organizations can compete in each homecoming event and gain points with the hopes of being the overall winner of homecoming at the end of the week. The event gave students a chance to cheer on the contestant who is representing their organization.
So this is one of our favorite events because we get to put up some of our members, show how talented and amazing they are, and just cheer them on all night for spirit points.
I love King and Queen especially because we get to watch people who are in our organization show why they love our organization and showcase their talents.
Contestants went through a preliminary round where they auditioned for a panel of judges to be selected to compete. Once selected, they attended weekly practices for the pageant. Homecoming Executive Committee members hope the contestants' hard work will pay off tonight as the audience enjoys the show.
We hope that they gain the sense of knowing that their king and queen is someone who, 1, is very enthusiastic about the university, 2, they took the time to perform and also to learn all these things. So in the past 3 weeks, they've been very dedicated to making sure that they delivered the best performance tonight, and we hope that the audience is very pleased with the things that they saw today.
Contestants were judged on their school spirit skits, talent, and an onstage question. The competition was fierce with 5 guys competing for homecoming prince and king and 6 girls competing for homecoming queen and princess. But only 4 contestants could take home the crowns. And the winners are Caterina Quintairos as homecoming princess, Abdiel Caballero as homecoming prince, Bobby Shore as homecoming king, and Christy Reynardes as homecoming queen.
I'm so excited to be representing UM and to just be a happy king.
Being homecoming prince for FEC, an organization that I've been doing this for all 4 years and the president of, it feels incredible.
And though Destiny did not take home a crown, she walked away with an experience that was just as valuable.
I felt very confident in myself. I didn't second guess anything I put out there. I left it all on the stage and gave it my all, so I'm satisfied.
The homecoming court will be featured in tomorrow's homecoming parade and will also be honored on the football field on Saturday's homecoming football game against Duke. And you can also catch UMTV in the homecoming parade tomorrow. We'll have our makeshift news van out there. And as you can see, I'm already in the homecoming spirit. I have my coat of many colors on, and I'm hoping to see you all in the homecoming spirit this weekend as well. For UMTV, I'm Brianna Ross. Back to you guys at the desk.
And congratulations to you, Brianna, on getting the coat for being tapped into the Iron Arrow Society.
I love that jacket. And how's the weather looking for tomorrow's boat burning and fireworks?
UMTV meteorologist Jackson Dill joins us now to tell us what we can expect. Jackson?
Well, it's looking a little iffy for those events planned tomorrow night. Based on the latest forecast, expect a few showers and storms possible, although there's around a 50-50 chance. At least it'll be nice and comfortable with the temperature right around 80 degrees. Right now outside the studio, 79 degrees. Now that the sun sets, there's a few clouds around. Dew point 72 is making it feel a bit warmer at 82 degrees. Take a live look at the radar right now. It's pretty quiet out here in South Florida. As you go further inland, however, there's a few showers laying up across the central spine of Florida. Zooming out, however, there's a much larger storm system impacting much of the eastern U.S. with a lot of rain spanning into the northeast, while severe storms affect the southeast. There's a nasty line currently moving across the southeastern U.S., but thankfully these storms appear to be weakening. We'll be watching this line moving south and east ahead of the cold front into this weekend, so we'll start to see a few more showers pop up on your Friday, especially in the afternoon. That's when the daylight heating will allow for more storms to become a bit more widespread. Now taking a look at tonight's forecast, it's going to get down to 76 degrees. Partly cloudy, will be nice and comfy with a nice onshore flow. For your morning tomorrow, partly cloudy, 80 degrees, so it will be a warm, comfy start to your day, so you won't need that light jacket. Humidity will be up there, and it'll be around 80 degrees with a passing shower possible. As we get into the afternoon, it'll warm up to 84. A few more showers and storms will be possible, but it's not going to be widespread, so just have the rain gear at hand. You should be pretty good to go. For your big game day this weekend, as the Canes will take on Duke, it's going to be pretty cloudy, but at least it'll be dry for your kickoff, around 80 degrees. The heat and the humidity will remain in place for halftime. As the sun goes down, expect the clouds to persist and remain the same for the ends of the game. We'll be watching this front moving to the south, and that's going to bring a lot of moisture and keep the weather unsettled with possible storms throughout this weekend. And it's just going to remain humid with all this moisture remaining in place through much of next week. And that will lead us to the 7-day forecast. We're going to see a few storms possible through this weekend. It's going to turn nice and dry for the start of next week. And then as we get into Thursday, we'll start to see the next chance for rain return. That's it for weather. And staying on top of the weather, budding meteorologist at UM's Rose and Steel School of Marine and Atmospheric Science celebrate Halloween in a fun way.
I mean, I've been coming here since like probably sophomore year, and now I'm part of the kitchen team. So it's really like a place in Rasmus that you honestly feel like at home.
The bar, which is on campus, is known as Wet Lab and is most popular on Friday evenings with live music and frequent specials on drinks.
Thanks, Jackson. That looks like fun, and our next story is also fun. Our reporter Amanda Fuentes has the story of one artist who has been able to turn his heartbreak into something beautiful.
So anytime I pick up a pen and get creative, it makes me feel a feeling that I almost can't describe. It makes me feel, alive.
Scott Feinerman grew up in New Jersey in a family of 5 with an older brother as a role model.
We were closer than anything in this world. He was always looking out for me and making sure that I wasn't getting into trouble. Just raised to just be a good boy, you know what I mean?
But when Scott was 9 years old, his world came crashing down.
We were all wrestling in the backyard and things got carried away, and it was a tragic accident. My brother had died on the way to the hospital, and my parents came home that night, and I said, "Where's Andrew?" And they said, "Well, Andrew's not coming home." From that point on, I was just a troublemaker. I had lost my brother, and I felt like I had lost my way.
In hopes of finding a new beginning, Scott left his home, moved to South Florida, and along the way, used doodling as a way to cope with his loss. But it was 3 years ago that his life would change forever. That was the day he met Arlene Coute at her studio.
I saw him sketching in a small sketchbook, and I thought what he was sketching was amazing.
That was the beginning of a mural named Free, a huge piece that kick-started Scott's artistic career.
I never knew I had that in me. So if it wasn't for Arlene hosting these events and having people come create, then I would have never created the piece.
And that was just the beginning. Since then, Scott has painted artwork on crosswalks, buildings, and even published a coloring book created to help others cope with loss, just like he needed to do.
I guess it took me to another place every time I would create and put another page into that coloring book. That coloring book could have been that for somebody else. So when I finished it, I saw people were coloring it in and enjoying themselves, and it made me feel amazing.
The light I saw shine in his eyes, it was just like mind-blowing. And knowing that I was a part of that, that I could help him facilitate that, made me feel really good as well.
And throughout this whole journey, Scott signs every piece of work as Andrew Scott, a tribute to his older brother.
And I decided that I would name my artist name after him, you know, Andrew Scott. This way his name could live on forever through my artwork.
You know, given the situation, he could be very negative. He could be, but he's not. He found the strength through his artwork, and he's had to work hard, you know, to continue, you know, fulfilling his passion and his dream.
I'd say it's definitely given me a new life. The stuff that I've done has definitely made me a better person. You know, I'm doing what I have to do to be the person I've always wanted to be, you know?
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Amanda Fuentes.
Wow, that was such a touching story.
It really was. And still ahead on NewsVision, the Miami Hurricanes looking to end a 2-game losing streak with a win over Duke this weekend. The Canes will lean on a guy with a solid track record on Saturday night at Hard Rock Stadium. We'll have more sports when we return. Stay with us.
Attended in the dining hall and set up hidden cameras to see what would happen. It only took 14 seconds. If only it were this easy to spot a thief. Remember, keep it with you. Keep it safe.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Thanks for staying with NewsVision. I'm sports reporter Grace Smith. Homecoming activities come to a head with tomorrow's home showdown against Duke. The Blue Devils are second to last in the Coastal Division, so this is an opportunity for Miami to recover from 2 tough losses. Malik Rozier will start at quarterback against a team he has beaten twice in his collegiate career. Red Sox manager Alex Cora may be enjoying a World Series win, but he is giving Canes fans something to celebrate as well. Cora is the first baseball alum to be named manager of a Major League Baseball team, and he is now one of only 5 rookie managers to win a World Series title. Holiday season is upon us, and student athletes at the U are getting involved in charity functions and volunteering. I spoke with one group who is turning athletic drive into a passion for giving. Following behind us, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes is looking to start off the holiday season in a unique way.
So Operation Christmas Child is something that Samaritan Purse has been doing for over, so many years now. And it is their way of getting shoe boxes and toys and different items around the world and blessing children. And so FCA, we got involved with this operation because one of our student leaders, Cameron Dobbs, she had a great idea and she thought that, you know what if we got our student leaders, and not just our student leaders, but everyone in FCA involved of blessing young people around the world. And so we kind of sat down and talked about it.
Dobbs grew up packing boxes for Operation Christmas Child and made it her project to bring it to and implement it here at the U.
So coming to the University of Miami, I thought, why not do it here? It's such a simple project, and athletes love to give back, and UM loves to give back, and who doesn't love to give back?
Dobbs is one of 15 core student leaders that help the FCA hold weekly meetings. But even if you're not a member, the FCA wants you to participate because they need all the help they can get.
So 300 boxes is our goal. We have all the Operation Christmas Child boxes available for student athletes and regular students, faculty, staff. We even have the football wives helping us out.
And so I think college students right now, as you are trying to grow and develop and figure out who you are, make this a part of who you are so that you can continue to do this when you get older.
The Operation Christmas Child website has guidelines for how to pack a box. The process is easy and affordable, the perfect fit for college students.
Packing a shoebox is extremely simple. I went with a teammate last week actually to the Dollar Tree, and we spent about $40, both of us together, on different toys and hygiene products and just all kinds of things that we found at the Dollar Tree. Trying to send 300 boxes to 300 kids across the ocean, and you know, that's our goal with all of this. And it's a super easy task to do, and having over 300 student athletes, I believe we can do it. And more than anything, I believe we can do it because we are at the University of Miami. We're the best at everything, so go Canes. Let's do this.
Wow, what a great way to give back this holiday season.
Absolutely fantastic.
But right when we come back,
everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
as many of you know, the month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and many events were held on campus to raise awareness for the disease.
And as UMTV's Tommy Fletcher found out this weekend, some of those events can make a big difference, even if it's just for a small group.
Andriana Gibson and Violet Sullivan wanted to raise awareness for breast and ovarian cancer.
I think it's very important to keep everybody abreast and educated about breast cancer and ovarian cancer since it affects so many women.
The two are campus ambassadors for the brand Aerie, but the event they organized didn't quite go as planned. When their yoga instructor didn't show up, they took things into their own hands, leading a relaxed yoga class for about 10 people and one furry friend. On the Foot Green Saturday morning, Kel Moyers was one of those people.
I came out today not only to be active, but also to learn more about breast cancer and to just be in a positive environment with other females.
The group of girls not only stretching, but educating.
So we're going to do a quick risk survey.
Filling out risk assessments on their phones and sharing why they think it's important to stay informed. Kel writing that she has the goal of educating others.
Well, it's very empowering just to be surrounded by females who all have a common goal of being educated on the same thing and just preventing it.
The group taking pictures to share on social media, hoping to reach a larger audience. It's something Andriana says is important.
Also over the weekend, hundreds of people gathered for the annual Susan G. Komen March for the Cure in Miami. The walk is the largest fundraising event for breast cancer research.
I want to provide that hope for our survivors and our families and caregivers and celebrate their survivorship, as well as honor and remember those that might have not had a successful journey.
The Susan G. Komen Foundation's goal is to reduce the number of deaths breast cancer causes by 50% by the year 2026. And the annual march is a big step in the right direction. That's all we have for tonight. Thanks for watching.
We'll be back next week with an all-new episode of NewsVision. But until then, have a happy homecoming, Hurricanes, and enjoy.